Thank you very much. It's my great pleasure to be with you today. Although not unnoticed by me, maybe not by you either, that the irony of an NSA official here speaking to the Trusted Computer Conference. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what's happening in our space as it relates to trusted computing, our reliance on it. And hopefully what you'll come away with is an understanding of our continued commitment to advancing the concepts and the outcomes really that are principled by the Trusted Computing Group. So our reliance on technology and the internet for social, commercial, business, and national security functions really has resulted in exponential growth of cyber threats. One of my biggest concerns in that space is ensuring that we are on the right path to position our nation to meet not only today's cyber challenges, but those of tomorrow. So over the past decade, our business practices have very necessarily evolved to meet the threat. We used to be in the business of providing what I used to call information insurance. And this was possible because technology was evolving at a slower pace, at a more predictable pace, and we were able to protect our data by tightly controlling access and by housing it primarily on closed networks or government-designed proprietary systems. But we can no longer be in the insurance business. Practically all of our government systems rely on commercial hardware and software or are connected to networks that are. As a result, we have to focus on providing information assurance, confidence and certainty in the security of our systems and our networks. We are establishing practices and processes that allow us to conduct our missions using the latest technology advances while maintaining trust in our networks and in the integrity of the data we are protecting. Because security risks and vulnerabilities occur both in hardware and in software platforms, we have to take a holistic approach when we devise our solutions. We can't create a trusted platform in a vacuum. We need to have a community of people come together with common understanding of the purposes and uses of this technology in order to assure our mission. We have pushed our software security practices to places we never envisioned over the past 40 years, and we must now apply that same level of rigor to ensure that hardware security components are developed and enhanced to work seamlessly with our existing software security solutions. I find that two challenging tensions exist between the government and industry in their collective efforts to seek out and promote security solutions for the greater good. And these intentions are influenced by mission and by market drivers. So the first tension is security-centric versus vendor-centric security. This is a principle versus product paradigm where the tendency in information security is to leap to products that solve a particular problem. This can be too narrow a view of the issues. If those products aren't aligned with foundational security principles, we don't necessarily reach a sufficiently broad or foundational solution to what ends up being a much more complex set of intertwined problems. So we need to approach cybersecurity from well understood, broadly accepted security principles, and then develop products and solutions that are aligned with those principles. So why do we need principles? While technologies and threats are always changing, if the security focus is on underlying principles, we'll find less need to constantly chase after or address the new, because the principled approach will still apply. This is because underlying security principles and problems are not as dynamic as technologies and threats. Principle-based security achieves cost-effective, secure means to operate amidst the technology chaos. So the second tension then is that of standards-based versus proprietary approaches. We are trying to encourage a cyber defense ecosystem marked by real-time responses, interoperability, so proprietary approaches are not the answer. Standards-based approaches to delivering security solutions ensures global interoperability in an increasingly open ecosystem with fading traditional borders. Standards are not an option. They are the only approach. Interoperability provides speed, agility, scale, and cost effectiveness, things we do not achieve when proprietary solutions are used. Standards-based solutions minimize integration efforts, freeing up our resources to focus on the narrow, special circumstances. Standards-based solutions help us to diversify risk by providing known, trusted options from among a broad set of commercial solutions. So rather than putting all of our eggs in one basket, we can choose from a diverse set of products and benefit from the upside of smart, measured courses of action. There are three critical things both U.S. government and commercial industry can do to help solve and resolve these tensions. First, we have to maintain strong partnerships. The U.S. government and industry partnering together to build the future's security foundation is paramount. We must jointly define the principles we will stand behind and use to build that foundation. And as we move forward, we are surrounded by huge opportunity to work together to bake in security across our solutions, relying on the strengths of well-integrated hardware and software. The second is accepting shared responsibility and accountability. Both the government and industry must be willing to take responsibility and accountability for cybersecurity. That means making difficult decisions, defining and standing behind the right priorities, and balancing economic outcomes, important drivers that ensure our country's financial prosperity with corporate moral conviction when necessary. Sharing responsibility and accountability means freely embracing principle-based products and approaches. We explicitly and publicly evangelize products and solutions that align with principled, standards-based approaches. Most importantly and tactically, we must commit the resources, even if it doesn't optimize short-term economics. Committing resources to the hard and time-intensive work of defining mutually agreeable standards and to designing and manufacturing and delivering compliant products and services. And finally, we must have commitment to a principled, standards-based approach. This commitment is most evident when we, as corporate consumers, the U.S. government being a large and influential one, purchase and implement solutions comprised of those principled, standards-based products and services. And where we are, as the government, are not direct consumers, we must promote and assist others with the adoption of these standards. If we build strong partnerships, maintain shared responsibility and accountability, and remain committed to a principled, standards-based approach, we will minimize the operational risk to us all by ensuring the commercial market for information security products and services is viable and that we, as the government, get the national security benefits we need in order to use those commercial products in our solutions. There is no better, more relevant, current working example of this model than trusted computing. Trusted computing is a principle-based approach. Based on all of our experiences in trying to deliver better security over the last half-century, we've mutually agreed and committed to the principle that hardware-based security solutions are generally sound, enduring, foundational, and effective. Hardware-based security can provide us cryptographic assurance as to who is accessing our enterprise, what devices they are using, the health and status of those devices, and the protection of the information processed by and stored by those devices, regardless of form factor or location. Only with these types of protection in place can an owner of high-value content securely and confidently distribute it to its consumers. The Trusted Computing Group then is committed to developing internationally recognized standards-based solutions. It is work like this that will ensure that even as technology changes, we will have the foundation we need to meet the evolving security challenges. And we've shown that it's possible, when the stakes are high, to pledge those three critical things of which I spoke previously. First, we have demonstrated partnership in trusted computing efforts. In this case, industry, in fact, took the lead in developing hardware security standards a decade ago. Because of the value the government saw in this principled approach, we began to work to help define the standards and adopt hardware-based security solutions. We have demonstrated joint accountability and responsibility in trusted computing efforts in which we've each played a role. Industry has ensured that trusted computing technologies are available in hundreds of millions of computing devices around the globe. In enterprise-class PCs and a growing number of tablets, TPMs are almost a standard. Opal-based self-encrypting drives products are widely available for PCs and tablets, and the software to support advanced capabilities like integrity measurement is rapidly maturing. And we have demonstrated commitment to utilizing the trusted computing products and services that are available in the market and promoting adoption of those products by others. The U.S. government has worked in concert with industry partners to develop and publish NIST Special Publications 147, 155, and 164 as a means to encourage and guide U.S. government procurement of hardware-based security solutions. While these documents don't currently require the use of trusted computing standards, we believe that the implementation of internationally developed and recognized standards are critical to our security. We have also conducted a number of pilot programs utilizing TCG-aligned COTS products to compose solutions that are being assessed for the future. In these pilots, we have deployed TPM-based BIOS integrity measurement solutions, self-encrypting, piloted these on traditional PCs, as well as the newest tablets available in the market. And we found that because they implement standards, they work consistently across the different platforms. These are the types of next-generation solutions we need to counter the threat environment that we are facing. And finally, the government intends to publish a protection profile which will allow approved TPMs to be used as a viable and acceptable method for key protection and generation for national security systems. This profile is intended to open the door for TPM-dependent products and solutions and will be a procurement requirement for the Department of Defense and beyond, and to further establish the USG's commitment to trusted computing. We all understand the dynamic nature of IT and have seen the swirl of activity and focus on this growing trend of mobility-based products and solutions. I firmly believe that mobile platforms will allow us to further demonstrate just how effective this principle-based, standards-based model works, as long as we figure out the trusted execution environment. These newest changes in technology in terms of form factor, network composition, user or device location, physical component size, or vendor composition of the COTS marketplace can be secured and trusted and utilized according to our model as long as we continue on the course to partner, to jointly lead, and continue to commit to a principles-based, standards-based security foundation. This approach will help us achieve a measure of confidence in cyberspace that will be effective against today's threats and challenges, as well as those threats that are still to come. And I'll go off script for 1 minute to make an announcement, and that is that this week I will sign an Information Assurance Directorate advisory, and I'll read, I'll probably get in trouble for this, but I'm going to read a portion of that, that the guidance specifically says, and I'll be endorsing that this week, all COTS, IA, and IA-enabled IT products acquired for the use to protect information on national security systems shall comply with the requirements of a NIAP program in accordance with NSA-approved processes, and where applicable, the requirements of the FIPS cryptographic validation program. In light of the fact that hardware and firmware-based security mechanisms can enhance the overall security of IA and IA-enabled IT products, TPMs should be used to provide the features listed earlier in the writing, paragraph 3. TPMs in COTS, IA, and IA-enabled IT products procured on or after 1 January 2015 must satisfy CNSSP 11 requirements. And I'll be signing that out this week. It's my pleasure to be here with you today.